Good morning, everybody. We are live now here, Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. Looking for another solid green day today to cap off a solid start to July. Since this week we are done streaming after today, tomorrow is going to be a light holiday shortened day. Thursday is 4th of July. Ain't nobody trading 4th of July. And Friday's the 5th of July. And I don't expect a lot of people that spent all day Thursday to be raring to go on Friday. So shortened week, last day of streaming this week. Hopefully everybody has a great day today, and let's get started. We have Jerome Powell starting his speech at, well, it's not really his speech. It's the ECB Forum on Central Banking Policy panel. So it's going to be like a Q&A type thing where they're all speaking. Him, Lagarde. I'm thinking that price is going to be a little bit muted before anything happens with it. So just be mindful of that. I'll have this up here. If I see anything or hear anything, I'll let you know. It's going to be up in my other screen. I'm going to just listen. If I get anything, I'm listening to Top Step TV as well. So if I hear any fire drills or anything like that for anybody who wants a, any sort of reset or any sort of giveaway that they're doing maybe for 4th of July, I'll let you know if I hear it or see it. Currently, this purple zone here is the opening range from yesterday. The S&P's opening range is way up here in that purple zone there. So slightly diverged there as far as where price has ended up overnight. Right, we're well below it. We're below VWAP. I'm going to guess that this VWAP is probably not perfect. We're just above VWAP here. So we're going to wait and see what happens with the opening verbiage from the Fed. I'm away from levels, right? This is no man's land for me. Previous high overnight high, overnight low, previous low, kind of a nice distribution of levels. If we do start to accept below overnight low, the rotation down to previous day low isn't out of the realm of possibility. Same thing up here. We hold and we reject that full rotation. You know, we did have selling pretty much straight up all overnight, right? Just straight down. We reopened at 1700 up here, right at, you know, around previous day high was made basically into the close. And then we kind of sold that off, opened, and then we've been selling ever since, kind of sitting on yesterday's opening range. And then once this opening range kind of appears, I'm going to go ahead and move it. I don't know how well it'll move. I'm going to have to redo it completely, but we'll see. Let's do it now. We'll see what happens with this. Gotta reset these levels here. Bang. Reload history. So people were having an issue yesterday. I guess it was just data issues with feeds in general, because this gap here happened around 11:30-ish, where price got really funky on a breakout up to the upside. I was able to capitalize on it in my 100K account, so I did make a nice little trade on it. However, people in Top Step were complaining, oh, Top Step X, Top Step X. It wasn't Top Step X. It was I guess, data feed all around. And then if you reload your history, it's basically just chart plotting. I think it had a lot to do with time. All right. We have a minute left here till open. We'll see what happens. Like I said, this is we're opening just above previous day's opening range, just above the VWAP here. We're going to let this point of control reset and reestablish. It's weird that happened across all equities, multiple platforms. So just be cautious when you're doing trading. Things like that can and will happen, all right? This is don't mind this level here, don't mind this level here. I'm just gonna move them and adjust them as I see fit. NVIDIA is selling off pretty hard right here, right before the bell, so I'm kind of interested in that, doing something. If you hear the lawnmowers outside, I apologize. I'm sure they'll go away pretty quick. Trade smart. With JPOW talking, I don't know if you really want to just be entered into anything. I don't think it's going to be that important. Here's 8:30, and there's nobody talking yet. So let's see. You could probably just trade price action. I think unless he says something outrageous, outlandish, then you're not going to get much reaction from it. We're going to adjust this opening range as it comes. Nice tight opening range so far. Pushing on up, pushing on up. NVIDIA rolled right into 121 even. Gave it a little bounce, and then now it's kind of just dancing around. So this is a pretty tight opening range here. I'll adjust the S&P opening range here. Let's see. Like I said, I'm away from my levels. There's nothing I want to do right now, so just be cautious. Sit on your hands if you have to. You know, everything's about patience in this game here. Do not try to just hammer stuff in just because. We are catching a little bit of a bid, so I know it's tempting. All right, the ECB meeting looks like it's just about to start because their YouTube stream just populated. All right. There's your opening range. Both of these have their opening ranges set. They're rough. They're not perfect, so don't kill me if it's... Alrighty. I don't hate that breakout there. That was nice. But now JPOW and the ECB forum is about to start. Like I said, I'm away from levels. I'm away from anything that I want to start to execute right off the jump. Yes, that's a nice little move there. Moves happen. Let's let these things kind of get to places, right? I mentioned yesterday, I like to wait for the S&Ps to get a little bit further into their levels unless we're at, let's call this at the overnight high and going to go to the previous day high, right? That little jump there, 54 to 74, that's a nice 20-point rip. Could pass the combine on a breakout through that. If we're far away from this yellow line here, maybe I could get the follow through on that just for the quick little rip. So I would be kind of interested in that, just to pass these combines here. Let me set these. I'm gonna set these so I only need 305. So I'm gonna set it to 310. Auto liquidate at 3. I'm gonna auto liquidate at 320. Give myself a real nice, definite safety buffer. I'm gonna set this win to 400 and set this loss to 2. And I'm gonna save those. So now I'm a little bit more set up for if this does offer me an opportunity. I only need to pass these two combines. I need just shy of 300 and just over 300, and then this one's only 280. So we'll pass these two today, hopefully. And we're looking to get 5 XFAs. We have one right now. This 100K here. Yesterday we did a nice little trade on it. Like I mentioned during that little pop. All right, let's listen. Let's listen in.
And followed by a period during which we held rates untouched, and during which we were restrictive enough to actually.
We are listening. If you care to see, this is what we're listening to. See if there's a way I could play a little mini player.
Recently, we have seen in our round of projections, which are really important, September, December, March, and June, we've seen that 2% target with an oscillation of 0.1 about it at the last quarter of 2025. So it's on that basis and on the basis of what I'm happy to describe as, the three-leg reaction function and all the underlying data and information that feeds those three legs that we decided to do a 25 basis points cuts. But in the same breath of air, I also said that it was not a linear process, that it was not...
We also have JOLTS at 9. NVIDIA is catching a little bit of a bounce from 121. Delta, nice little pullback in it. Price, nice pullback right up into the upper band of VWAP. That's good. Russell trying to hold inside the opening range, looking to push downside. S&Ps, same deal as the NQ. Just kind of pushing upside here.
Which came about in the first quarter and which we hope will persevere. But all of that is filled with uncertainties and big question mark about the future.
Sounds like you're setting up the market for a pause now. Is that right?
I'm not setting up anything for anyone. I think that it's for everyone to really look under the skin of the economy and see where it's heading and appreciating what our reaction function is and how we likely to decide.
Chair Powell, you have also been on a journey and have been on hold since last July, have not cut rates like the ECB in June. Why not? What are you waiting for?
So let me say that sitting here last year, Rwanda didn't know, and we didn't know that we were about to embark on a period of 7 months of much lower inflation. first quarter of this year. We continue to have solid growth in the first half, actually, solid growth, and a labor market that's still strong, although we've seen a continued rebalancing of the labor market. And inflation, after pausing in the first quarter, now shows signs of resuming its disinflationary trend. So it's a little bit
Nice little push up here.
So where that leaves us is
Let's see what he has to say right here about inflation.
quite a bit of progress in bringing inflation back down to our target. While the labor market has remained strong and growth has continued, we want that process to continue. I think the last reading and the one before it to in inflation, the one before it to a lesser extent, do suggest that we are getting back on a disinflationary path. We want to be more confident that inflation is moving sustainably down toward 2% before we start the process of reducing how tight our policy is, of loosening policy. That's what we've said, and what we'd like to see is more data like what we've been seeing recently. We'd also like to see the labor market remain strong. We've said that if we saw the labor market unexpectedly weakening, that is also something that could call for a reaction.
So he's basically talking markets are doing what he wants them to do, and
We got last week.
That's right. So we're actually on a 12-month basis. We're actually at 2.6, both headline and core for inflation, and that represents really significant progress. I think
he's saying we're making good progress. He wants to see good numbers before we start to cut.
7.1 to 2.6. So yes, we've made a lot of progress.
We just tagged the overnight high.
I just want to understand that the levels that we're seeing are a true reading on what is actually happening with underlying inflation. As we were saying at the last part of last year, people were saying you need to declare victory, this is over. And then we had a quarter of inflation which was well above 3%. So we want to be more confident, and frankly, because the U.S. economy is strong, the labor market is strong, we have the ability to take our time and get this right. And that's what we're planning.
So September?
Hold higher.
I'm not going to be landing on any specific dates here today. Let me also say that we're
Not going to land on
aware
dates.
that
Smart.
If we go too soon, that we could undo the good work we've done in bringing down inflation. And if we go too late,
I like the break above this overnight high to push into the previous day high just to grab a quick 20 points here.
so
Not normal.
we have two-sided
Just
risk,
one here.
more so than we did a year ago. It's a big change. I'd say the risks are coming much more into balance now.
President Campos, you have been
Everything's pretty strong. Nvidia looking to break through 122.30.
and have recently
And JPOW basically just not giving any information. So let's see if it can pop this high. I should be able to get to the previous day high.
So Brazil was one of the first countries to hike rates. I think in part because we had a different call on the dynamics of
Although it's 78% long on the tilt, which I don't really like too much.
to be correct.
Although they get paid, so let's see what happens. I'm going to give it a shot at that long through that high, straight to the previous day high. Hopefully that'll just get a quick little tag
Process of easing,
in and out, fill it. But we are right approaching that yellow line there in the S&Ps. So that's what I'm looking for, is that pop to that yellow line and see if we get a continuation through.
which is labor markets very strong. So there were 2 points of attention. One was labor market being that strong. Would that at some point in time mean inflation in the service side? And even though we haven't seen that yet, what we try to do is
There's a big wall right there. You can see I didn't get filled.
components of labor in
It doesn't want to break through. I'm going to hold off on this right now. It might break through here and go. I'm not going to be playing with that because we're too close to that yellow line in the S&Ps. We're going kind of straight up, but not strong enough through this level. With the S&Ps getting to that level, it looks like it wants to try and get here and roll maybe a little bit.
suspicion that
Previous day high is right here.
inflation that could peak at some point in time, and also because food prices.
So that's not really part of my like A+ strategy. So I'm not. I was only going to take it if we were farther away from this yellow line. I think coming into that yellow line, there's a good chance that we reject and pull back some.
Noises that we had.
So maybe we run this up and then I'll look for the failure of it. Because basically JPOW just said nothing. So let's just go with the normal strategy.
Countries, Brazil was more affected, but I think this has to do much more with noises that were created than the fundamentals, and the noises are related to two channels.
Yeah, give me a nice little pop up. And even if that scenario does play out where it pops up into previous day high, I'm going to look for that quick failure of the overnight high, mean reversion. Normal strategy, keep us range bound until it makes a decision. Let me get rid of these order executions because I don't like them on the chart. I'll refresh the chart so it goes away.
Better so that we can eliminate
There's the break of the high, pushing right into previous day high. So there's that move that I was looking at, right? Easy, quick, 20 points. If you were looking to get it, that's good. I just,
even though the current data
didn't trust it with this being right here at that pre-market high, overnight high for the S&Ps.
The stock market and the real.
And with JPOW talking, it could have easily just wicked it and ran. But that was a nice little move there, 54 to 74, right?
inflation, the long end of interest rate curve. So we had somewhat of a steepening of the interest rate curve.
That's all you need.
But
But I'm not going to just hammer into it just because we got too close to this yellow line. And you could see immediate rejection on it. But let's see what happens with the JPOW speech. This could just go straight up the rest of the day. 20,068. Remember, that was a key level that we were trying to break out from yesterday and the day before.
As you said, a number that was lower than last month. So
S&P's looking like it wants to try and reject 55.35.
heading in the right direction for the indicator that we use, which is HICP, to measure inflation and to set our target. So that's good. But we still believe that it's likely to be a bumpy road until the end of.
Let's see if this will close below the overnight high.
Target at the end, in the second half of 2025, on the basis of.
And then obviously this support level, this 40. With me, I'm really, like I said, I only need just shy of 300 on one, just over 300 on the other. So I don't really need to catch a very big piece of any of this moves. So I may look to confirm completely before I enter. NVIDIA's coming down to that 122.30 level. If it can break back down below that, then that to me tells me that we are looking to start to accept some lower pricing.
Sort of permanent changes.
What is that? First touch of it. Maybe we get a second high. The 75% long on the tilt is really what bothered me. Just stick with my normal strategy here and short this 68 level.
We do have a service number that has gone slightly up in the recent months and which is now staying.
We'll use this trend line here.
Now, obviously,
It's not really
we don't
great.
need to have services at 2% because manufacturing goods are below 2%, and at the end of the
This
day,
is kind of where we're at more so than anything.
services, and it depends on the weight of those within the index. But we have
These purple boxes are the opening range, so we are extended from the opening range. VWAP looking like we want to kind of pull back some of the S&Ps. So I will try this short stop sell one here through the overnight high. If we do get, like I see, a little bit of divergence in Delta here, trying to break through those highs again, but not giving you a good, strong push. Russell pushing down a little bit.
on an annual basis in some countries, but sometimes on a biennial.
Tilt is heavier long, so retail trying to get long here. I think 68 gives you a nice rejection level.
Negotiation took place early this year.
Might front run this
They
at
had
68.
not had a negotiation of
I'll let it go from the overnight high failure.
In the meantime, of course, inflation went up, and the real.
If it breaks that, then I should get at least 20 points out of it.
So we need to really unpack all that to get to the root cause.
Nobody cares what Lagarde has to say. Have her stop talking.
We'll continue to look at that. We need data. It applies to wages. It applies to profits because we are seeing profit gradually declining compared to the height where they were at the end of 22. But we need to see those profits absorbing the wage cost.
You can see Delta not playing along. It's flattened out, so you're not getting. There's a little bit of a push now that we've broken the highs. So now the Delta's catching up. There we go.
Difficult one.
Could give you a continuation now.
Suppose that Taylor Swift is touring Europe this summer, and there tends to be an inflationary effect in services. Am I right, JPOW? We saw it last year, didn't we?
It's not just Taylor Swift. Others have come as well. Larry Spring.
I don't know. I saw her at Wembley, and there was a lot of spending going on. But how do you look at the services, the stickiness of the services inflation, and how tied it is to wages?
We do have JOLTS coming at 9 o'clock, so that will also whip your algos around. So if you're not in a position or if you're in something, be mindful of that. Be cautious of the JOLTS number paired with this speech that they're got going on, this Q&A session that they're doing in the ECB.
That we had a couple of years ago when labor was in
financial
So
juice.
what you see
The
now
data represents significant progress.
up toward a more sustainable level.
The financial juice, if you like this kind of data feed, it's really good. I like it. So far, I've checked it.
Which increases inflation productivity, and
Frequently now.
vacancies to unemployment ratio coming back.
Reload that. I have verified my account.
I could mention. So that's what we're seeing. And so
Doesn't want to work. I'm going to get rid of this order just because I don't want it to get just wicked in and run over. I would like to get in maybe short of 68, but I want to see what happens with this price action a little bit here. You know what? I am going to get short 68. Stop sell below 68.
it doesn't look like it's heating up or presenting a big problem for inflation going forward. Indeed, it looks like it's doing just what you would want it to do, which is to cool off over time, not quickly, not suddenly, not steeply. It's kind of what we've been hoping to see and have been seeing. So, and services generally are, there's such a mixed bag.
Nvidia's looking to pull back now, kind of dancing around in that pre-market range.
That's true with insurance. It's also true with housing services inflation, where you've got some.
We're at my levels. We're diverged. We have a lot of confidence in this idea to move here. We're below the upper band of VWAP. Just trying to catch a little quick base hit on the failure of a breakout here. That 68 level is holding pretty strong right now. We do have 12 minutes till that new number comes out. Get those algos dancing.
If he keeps holding, does it make it harder?
Well, look, I'm going to give you the conventional response because that's the conventional question you asked me. We do take into account the spillover impact of whatever is decided by other esteemed colleagues, and obviously my esteemed friend Chair Powell is one of those. So we take that into account, but we also determine our monetary policy on the basis of what we see in our economy, and we look at the data that we get, the impact that multiple factors have on our economies and its numbers.
Does it matter for you, President Carlos?
All right, we're short. See if it'll flush to the overnight high. I'll get myself even pretty quickly because I only need to, like I said, catch 320 on this trade, get myself green, pass these two accounts, and be done. Nvidia's rolling over, so it should help us. We're up 160, 185. We're going to go ahead and go to even on it. Whatever happens at 68 happens. Now, if we get tagged out, it's cool. If we pass, cool. There we go. Should get tagged off on the overnight high there. And we passed. There we go. We passed two accounts. If you're still in this trade, it's still a good trade. So don't get out just because my account liquidated. It just had two passing accounts there. So 53,000 in that one, 53,000 in that one. We are good to go. Two past accounts. Little golf claps there. So now we're up to 3 XFAs here. So if you're following along on my short idea with the failed breakouts, right, you're looking to see if this is going to accept and start to gain momentum. If you get that lack of momentum around key areas like the previous day high, like the overnight high, like the other side of the coin, right, you're not getting buyers to be aggressive into here. You see tilt get heavy long, which means retail is saying, hey, I want to get long here. I want to get long here. But the other guys, the bigger players, the people who want to move the markets around say, no, it's not time. You got the short, so you should still be good, Charlie. You can start to trail it down. Like I said, I think a failure of this could come in, but this is a key level, so you could trail just above the overnight high. If you get tagged out, you get tagged out. If not, look for the full rotation down to that VWAP. That's the strategy, right? Maybe if you want to go to even, that's cool too. Okay, so yeah, good. I mean, I was looking for just a true base hit on that, and I got it. It's cool. We're good. Plus 140. Look at that. I love profits. I love seeing other people profit. That's what I like to see. More so than me, right? I know what I can do. I know, that I can execute when I want to. I'm glad to see that you guys are out there clicking the buttons when I talk about what I want to see. The more I see more information, the more I see a lack of follow through. Right, like right there, you're done. You're quick little $400 you probably would have caught if you were finally a green day under your belt there, Ray. Atta baby, let's go. Hell yes. Lock yourself out. Go for a walk. Come on now, Ray. Come on. Let's go. I love it.
The market proved to be very useful during this process of the pandemic.
Let's go, baby.
All of your economies did better than expected with the interest rate hikes. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah. Go for a walk. That's it. So we just passed 2 more accounts. We're up to 350K XFAs, so 150K there. And now I'm going to just start working for... all right, you're looking for 2 more to get green. What kind of... so realistically, right now, this short is still technically valid. I would wait for maybe another manipulative candle up above the previous day high. See if it'll hold and break. If not, start to wait for this overnight high to break and accept this. Because you can get this short through here, through that overnight high, if you see that level coming in, right? So you do have that lower high. Delta's starting to kind of continue up. Like I said, I would wait, maybe look to see if there would be a manipulative candle up to like that 20,080 level. Maybe see if that'll come in. If not, if it accepts below that overnight high, then you should be confident in that rollover to VWAP. But Russell right now is trying to break highs. So small caps are starting to get stronger. JPOW is still talking, and you have a number at 9. So I would maybe just wait till 9 o'clock, let that number come out, let the price action settle down, and then, go from there. But like I said, that's all I try to... If I could catch that every single day, right, across 2 accounts copied, that's all you need to do, right? Just... This isn't a very big move here. This is a pullback for people to get long and go big time moves, right? If you have a couple different strategies where you take pieces out of the market like this, maybe you have an account that you take and you hold for longer periods of time. Maybe you only take 1 trade a day, but give it a lot of room to kind of dance around. And if you have a bias on the day, then you could possibly capitalize more on those accounts. It's really just kind of a dynamic strategy on what you're looking to do. Market Watch saying that Fed Chair Powell is hailing U.S. progress versus inflation, which is kind of what I hear right now. I hear him talking about inflation and
Inflation side is that you move too quickly, inflation comes back.
Scott, you went red to green on that one.
Go back in, and that would be
I like it. I like that. So I'm glad you guys understand the strategy enough for me not to have to call. I mean, I'm talking about it, I'm calling it out, but at least you're in there enough to be able to say, hey, yeah, I'm able to take that short, and I'm able to go and take it, right, and execute on the plan. So I'm glad everybody made a little bit of money on that one, and let's just look for another. Like I said, I'm out of these. These are done. There's no need to trade them anymore. I set the daily profit target to 320. Clearly, it went up over, and I was able to secure this to make sure for sure there was no question that we passed it. If you go into the other one, this one didn't need as much, so I kind of went above by $58, but I'll take it. This is temporarily deactivated because of that. So now, like I said, we have 3 XFAs, and now I'm going to start working on the 100K. So, yep. Let's go, buddy.
What about the recovery in the Eurozone, President Lagarde? It's also been pretty resilient.
Scrooge. So you went earlier today. You had a couple bad ones. This is a really good setup for a short. But like I said, that 5 minutes, I don't like to do 5 minutes before an hour. Normally, with the JOLTS coming out at 9 and FedPow making comments with Leclerc, I would kind of avoid this. But if you traded this in a vacuum, this is the ideal setup for that short failure of the overnight high, previous day highs. A rotation back to VWAP isn't unrealistic in this scenario, right? Especially with this. NVIDIA just cracked below 122.30. If you look over here, it cracked up above, and then it wicked right down below that level there. So 122.30. If this kind of holds here and starts to accept underneath, then this rotation down in the S&Ps and in NQ will be an interesting thing to note. But like I said, it's just kind of a very interesting time. All right, if you hit another W, just take a pause. I know you're in a good streak, good hits. You're getting yourself back in. I like it, buddy. I love it. Trend line crack, could have got more, but I'm a trigger happy due to this being the first week on the clock. Yeah, so I agree. I think since you're trigger happy a little bit, every time you take a trade, give yourself a time stop or something where you're gonna, walk away for a second, or Do something that's going to make you reevaluate the markets clear. And, unless you're like in this like crazy zone where you're just click, 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 and you're in and you're out and you're in. And like, that's a very weird thing. Wait for that number to come out. Let markets settle down. Give yourself an opportunity. This JOLTS number right beforehand, you're going to start to see it. You can see it way better on my
On the political situation of
my other chart here. You could watch this dome. I'm going to leave this up as opposed to the other chart because I want you to watch the dome over my head. As you get closer to that 9 o'clock number, you're going to start to see the book is going to get very thin. They call it thinning out of the order book, right? Orders are coming off the table. There's not real orders out there. If you see that the order book is really thin, there's only like an order here, an order there, like very choppy. Price is going to speed up. You'll see the speed of price bounce around. You'll see the spread between the bid and the ask, which is between the red and the green, start to widen. And once that number hits, you're going to see very sporadic numbers start to pop in here. The bid ask is going to do weird, wild stuff. It probably crosses too, which is it's not allowed, but it probably does. And you'll see it just spread out, bounce back in. Once you start to see this red and green get as tight as it is right now, right next to each other, that's when you can start to try and look into execute again. Because when this spread is so wide, you'll mark it in and you'll be lost. Just like you would be in Forex where the pip spread is so wide and a lot of pairs, right? So there's going to be about a minute till that number. Just watch it start to spread out. Watch this start to speed up. Just look above my head and you'll start to see what I'm talking about. I'm going to widen it out for you just so you can see it a little bit better. Just start to watch this dome. That's something that I need you guys to add to your book, especially in the futures market, right?
13.75%. That's the biggest.
Your max loss limit is higher than negative 2,000 because yesterday, did you make money? You closed the day positive?
Independent and US,
Scrooge?
autonomously. It's difficult to find another example like that. So I think all this narrative that the central bank has been political.
So if you were up at all in your account, it's an end of day drawdown when it comes to Top Step. So let's call it. You see this before I explain that. I just want you to watch this dome. Watch how much it's spreading out. Right, you see the order book get very wonky. You see it get very choppy. You see how wide it's getting. Price is starting to widen up, and now watch it when it hits the number hits. Look at how wide it got. Look at how thin that order book is. Who cares what the number was? You want to see this order book tighten back up, get back to a regular spread. You don't want to enter in a market order when the bid is 65 and the bid is 60 and the ask is 65, right? That's not something you want to do, right? Because you're going to mark it in and you're going to be immediately lost. You're going to be like, why am I getting in and out so fast and being out and losing? Because the order book is thin, right? There's not a lot of like actual orders being executed, right? So let that first minute or so play out. Some people have new strategies. You guys probably don't at the moment. And if you do, you have to have a really tight risk parameters on it and what you want to do and how you're going to play it, right? JOLTS is not a real good number. Necessarily, it doesn't have a huge factor into what JPOW is saying. I know it's a red folder event, and it hits every time like this. The algos are what drive this. There's no real big players playing the JOLTS number, right? The JOLTS number it's job openings. It's not like anything that's like a determining factor in anything that anybody's really making a decision off of. So this whole bouncy, price action is purely based on computers reading a number based on another number, and they're balancing out books and they're doing whatever they're doing behind the scenes. And this is something that you just, if you avoid it, yes, sometimes you may make money on it, but if you can avoid it, then that's when you're better off, right? So you got to figure out where it was before the number, and then start to notate, okay, are we above or below it? And then which direction are we going to start to trend possibly from that number, right? The idea prior to the number was short, right? And then now it did try to go short again. So it might manipulate up, try and clean up above it and then continue our idea from before of a short, because I don't think JOLTS numbers really matter. So now you can start to see the book has slowed back down. Spread is still getting a little whippy, but let it settle down. You'll notice when it gets to the point where it's tradable, right? So I hope that helped you guys a little bit, because I really want you to start picking out little other things that kind of make you understand why numbers don't necessarily matter per se, but what happens to the book and what happens to trading in general based off of that release, and what happens just prior to it, right? The whole minute beforehand, and then now we're 2-3 minutes past, and you're still getting a little bit of weird price action, but it's starting to calm back down, right? You're getting better bid-ask spreads. You're getting bigger size on the order book, right? 10s and 12s you're seeing up there. The fills that you're getting, the larger fills aren't quite getting filled, right? The last fill was 902, was 63. It was a 14 lot. So 63, a 14 lot got hit on the bid. So that's something to note. All right, so Scrooge, back to you. I'll give you my dashboard here. So if you go to your dashboard on Top Step, let it go. So I'm waiting for it. Sorry. Top Step does have a little lagginess in their dashboard, I think, because there's so many people. So here's how the trailing drawdown works, right? You start with $0, which is, you start at 50K. Your drawdown for the day is 1,000, and your max drawdown is 2,000, right? This trailing drawdown, that $2,000, is going to trail your high water mark until it gets to that $50,000 max, and it'll flatten out at 50,000. So technically, yes, it does come with you. You're not losing drawdown. You're not losing that $2,000 of drawdown. It's just staying $2,000 all the way up with you until it hits off on that $50,000 mark. Does that make sense, Scrooge? So you're not losing drawdown. It's going to trail up with you as you make money, right? As you make money, it's still $2,000. The max loss limit is still $2,000 until you get up over $2,000. Then you've proved, okay, I've made at least the drawdown mark. Now let's get rid of that flattening, and it'll be more than $2,000 at that point because it's $50,000. You don't want to go past that initial balance. So Scrooge, just let me know if that makes any sense to you.
There are concerns about the deficits in France, if the far right.
The candle third from the right went 40 points in like 3 seconds. Yeah. So Scott, did you see like kind of what I was talking about with the DOM and with the news release and kind of what happens with price and the whippiness of algorithms trading and not necessarily humans, computerized trading?
And it matters in two different ways. From my
So
perspective. It matters from a sort
let me know, everybody, if you got my little thing going, what I explained. If you like it, hit the like button.
the fiscal governance that will take over after the growth and stability pact has been,
All right, so we're gonna trade the 100K now.
been suspended. And
Let's see what we can do. I want to see
so there is a framework.
JPOW stop talking, and then we can get some actual.
The Union have to operate, have to control the direction of their debt, have to make sure that it is sustainable going forward through the efforts that they deploy, and have to keep their deficit on watch with enough flexibility, and that's the second part of fiscal spending that I'm concerned about, with sufficient of an impact on of.
It's hard now, because I did pass those 2 XFAs there. I don't really want to. I'm not going to trade my other XFA until next week. So we're going to have 3 that we're going to be trading next week. And then the 100K I would like to trade
Countries will actually look at
as well now. So I will do. I'm going to just give this little chart execution, see if we can just show what we traded there, our P&Ls, for the advertising purposes.
Critically important for productivity purposes, which we are lagging behind and have been lagging behind for a long time. So we're not so worried about fiscal expectations as Roberto was saying in Brazil or emerging market economies, but we're very concerned about the fiscal rules that have to be respected within the European Union and the structural reforms.
Hey, Scrooge, you there or nah? Did you run away? You disappeared?
Because that's the only
You
way
go get some water.
to actually remain strong and
Did you understand what I meant as far as the trails are concerned, or you want me to explain it again?
that we have talked about.
And I know you're allergic to fiscal policy, Chair Powell, but I have
Okay,
to
cool.
talk about
I just wanted to make sure I got to you. I didn't want to just leave you hanging if you walked away when I was explaining it or not.
There's been a sell-off in
Right now, kind of just,
Trump will be reelected.
it will not come back down. So it'll trail up to your high point. So this dotted red line won't come back down. It will trail to your high water point, but it's in an end of day. The difference between Top Step and Apex is that trailing drawdown trails with you intra position, not only intraday but intra position. So let's say you were just in a trade and you were up 500 and your trailing drawdown was 2,000, and then you came back down and you broke even. Now your trailing drawdown is 1,500 because your high water mark was $500. With Top Step, it's not the case. Top Step trails end of day. So today, if you were up $2,000 and then you gave it all back and went back to break even, and you started at 50,000 and you ended at 50,000, your max trailing drawdown will stay 48,000 for the following day. Every day you end with your higher watermark, right? You can see on my chart here, I ended my high watermark there. My trailing max drawdown ended up creeping up a little bit, creeping up, and then when we start hitting off on bigger wins, that trailing drawdown does end up stopping at that max drawdown of 50,000. So once you get past $2,000 in profit, or let's say on the 100K account, once you get past $3,000 in profit, that trailing drawdown stops at your initial balance. That's the same in the XFAs. That's the same on this. So once you pass and you get a funded account, it starts at $0. Your trailing drawdown is 2. And if you get up over 2,000, then your trailing drawdown is 0. So basically free money from that point on. That's why they limit your withdrawals to 50% for the first little while, after, because they don't want you to just take it all out and then you're at 0 and then you have nothing to trade, right? So it's all a matter of perspective. Let's see what that 100K actually looks like. So this is, I'm going to show you our performance stats for the week. Nice, smooth, up and to the right, nothing crazy. Good win rate here at 73%, more than that probably, but this is our week. And that's how you pass an account, right? I didn't overdo it on these accounts. These two, both of these combines, we just base hits, controlled gains, controlled our losses, didn't go on tilt at all, and this is how you end up passing an account, right? Every day, just take your money, go, limit your trade amounts. I traded a couple extra times on this one, but this kind of counts trades as contracts, so it's not necessarily correct. I think it's only like 3 trades that day. But that's it. That's all it takes, right? Because somehow my win rate was 0 on that day and I made 780. So sometimes the numbers are a little weird as far as win rate and stuff is concerned. But as far as the actual trades, executions, profits, this is what it takes to pass an account, right? To take that 50K, a couple of bigger days, 739, and everything else 816. These 2 days kind of drove us up a little higher because we took bigger runners. Some of these days I started red a little bit, right? Yesterday I went red to green. And I was up 511 yesterday, so I gave back a half a win because I wanted to give it a shot, try and pass yesterday, but there was no rush. Once I did that, I took another base hit, and then I got out and flattened out and got myself back to even. So here we go. There's that strategy playing out. Now is a heaviness coming in. So that overnight high failure, I kind of would have liked to have taken this on the 100K, but I'm really more teaching at the moment than I am trading after taking that pass on that account there. So like I said, 2 more fundeds. Very happy for the day today. So now we're up to 3 XFAs. We're going to look to just continue to take those, steady gains, steady wins on every account, and we'll, move on.
That is a very important item as well. The one thing that we look from far away is we're trying to see whether the policy is where is it
Live on stream every day, all day. Not all day. 8:30 to 11. So you can see how I use the S&P levels to help my decision on the NQ. If anybody has any questions about how I did that today, please let me know, because I want to kind of really go into that. I think that's something that's a little bit undervalued as far as this is concerned, right? Because with the strategy, You're looking at these overnight highs and lows, and you're looking at the previous day highs and lows as well.
What had been decided
And,
years ago, and
if one of the names is maybe a little bit further out than the other, or if everything doesn't line up exactly, that's when you kind of get your chop. And then to help your timing out, to improve your timing, have both charts up, have a third chart up, use the Russell as well. There's things that'll help you out, right? When I have the Russell up, I have the S&P, I have the NASDAQ. I like the Russell because it's a broader index, and it has the small caps in it as well. So I like to see where the small caps are going as opposed to the Mag 7 names, because these two names are really dragged out by the Mag 7 and NVIDIA and all that. So, just kind of really. So how I use Delta. Scott asked on YouTube, how do I use Delta? So what I look for, most of the day, I don't care what Delta's doing, right? If I'm going to go ahead and get these executions off my chart for a second. Get this here. It really doesn't matter, actually. So I'm going to go into here, and let's call this. Let's say most of the day, I have the Delta down here. You can see the Delta at the bottom of my screen. I'll make it a little bit bigger so you can see it a little bit more, just for explanation purposes. If you have questions while I'm running through it, let me know. Okay, I'm just making sure that the screens look good. Okay, so using Delta, I'm gonna shut Lagarde up as well because I think she's just distracting me. Okay, so now on the top you'll see Delta price action. On the bottom you'll see Delta. What I look for in Delta is I don't care what it does the whole day, right? Some people want to see it the whole time. I don't really care until I'm at a level that I'm interested in, right? So I got to previous day highs, right? At what time did I get there? Let's see. I need to get over here. I got to a level, we'll call it 842, 842-ish is when I started to be interested. So when we got over here, price got to that level right here at like 842. I was talking about how price was making new highs, giving you wicked off candles, and Delta was not following through, right? We were getting to a point where there was a divergence here. I want to see that if price makes new highs, that Delta also gets aggressive in the buyers. What the Delta is showing you is the aggressiveness between buyers and sellers, who's in control at specific price points at that point in time, right? So the green bars obviously means that more buyers are coming in, hitting the bid, and being aggressive market orders or hitting the bid and getting into trades right then and there, right? Aggressively hitting market orders, getting long. So this canceled that out because at first it was diverging, right? We were diverging. We started to break out. This candle broke out a little slower, but once that Delta started to catch up, broke the highs, that's when you got that ignition and started to push up. Kept me out of the short right there, right? Kept me out of, I don't think that this is going to fail right here and now. So I want a here and now timing, and this is what the Delta does for me, right? It helps me with my timing. So if we just look at Delta irrespective to price at the moment, right? You see a really big push, Delta tries to get aggressive, then starts to fail, is aggressive again. Once it breaks this high, I'm going to look up to my price chart. Okay, we're making new highs again. So strong push. Delta's price is pushing. Delta's pushing. Okay, I'm staying out of the short for now because I don't think that this is the right time for this failure to come into play. So then I'm watching the candles. We got a failure of our upper band of VWAP. We got a failure of our levels. I'm going to check my price. I check Delta's starting to get heavy. Okay, Delta's getting heavy. What happens to the next candle? Come back. We retest that price of that upper band of VWAP. Delta doesn't quite come back, right? You can see price trying to pull back way up into that candle, more than 50% up into that candle. Delta stays low. So that's indicating that price is starting to slow down. I'm waiting to see a turn in price action. You get the turn in price action, right? Our 68 level, that's what we were looking to short. You see a good Delta push to the downside, now breaking through this low. So we broke a low in price, or we're about to break a low in price. Delta is ahead. It's leading us below this debt price, right? So pretty much it's a little bit more convoluted than bigger green candle or smaller green candle. It just means that you can tell that there is aggressiveness in this chart. I like to look for higher highs or divergences in price, right? If let's call this big pattern here in the price action, yes, it's a lower high, but it's kind of more of like an equal high relatively, right? If you were to put this on a 5-minute, it would change things a little bit. So I want to see that this is kind of a relatively equal high for the most part, right? Yes, it is a lower high, right? But in general, that's not a huge divergence in price, right? Came up into very similar levels. If anything, came up and retested that value area high right there. So it's a zone, right? It's up in that zone there. And if you look at delta, that delta is way steeper, way further out. The high that was created here was created with a new delta high. Even this one that we broke above, the delta high was right here, right? So I'm looking at divergence in delta to price. So you see this candle here, we made a new high. This delta was nice and strong, made a new high. Aggressive buyers stepped in right here. Price dipped back down. Delta dipped back down. Once you got this wicky candle here, you start to rotate back up, trying to make new highs. Broke above this level, right? This 27.75 delta candle. Broke above this candle here. You can see it, right? You broke above it. I'm going to get rid of that. And then in delta, you came nowhere near that delta candle, right? So you got a deeper pullback and a lack of a retracement in that. So you see that big delta divergence. Once you start to come down and crack your key level again, you could see aggressive sellers starting to step in. Aggressive. When does price slow down? When delta slows down. Really what I use it for is a timing mechanism. It just shows me where there's aggressive buyers, where there's aggressive sellers. And then when we return back to that level, if there's going to be stronger buyers, they're going to step back in again and they're going to show up in delta, right? Oh, we bought here before, we got paid, I'm going to do it again. What this shows me is I got these buyers involved. They say, oh, I got long here before, but I didn't get paid on it. I got stopped out. No, they didn't show back up again. So they, in turn, failed it. So now price has gone back up a little bit, but delta has hardly gone up. That means this move back up is weak. Yes, relatively weak currently until it decides. So that 68 level is probably likely to hold for now, right? We're at a point of control. It's a high volume area. It's an important level. The probabilities of it potentially being another lower high, price may wick up into that high right there, right? Up into that 82 level. But as long as delta stays low and down in these layer areas, price is more likely to fail than it is to break out, right? So that's how I use delta. That's how I use it for my timing. Russell right now is creeping into that opening range level. So it's trying to accept, trying to move lower. So the majority of the market's trying to move downside. S&P's also has stagnated. My delta, you can see delta start to get heavier. You can see it getting aggressive. You can see it speeding up. So price is trying to sell off aggressively from this level here, right? So that's how I use delta paired with volume nodes and whatnot and price levels. So I know it's not as easy as it sounds in my head. I can make it make sense, and in person it's easier to kind of show it. I can show it on the screen. It does work. I know I did a good as best as I could with that delta. It's really, if you can try and simplify it way down, it's delta is current people buying and selling on the market order. It's either are they aggressive or are they passive order users, right? So if they're just kind of bigger size, kind of lingering in and out, they're not going to be aggressive at levels, right? But you'll see it get aggressive, and as it gets aggressive, it means that's more buyers and sellers coming in. Hey, what's up, dude? You coming to say hi? Say hi, Eric. Oh, what's up, everybody? Oh, Maximus is here. Enzo is here. Okay, come on up. Enzo, you gotta scoot over. One more leg. Careful of the coffee cup. There we go. All right, you guys talk now. It's your turn.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you guys can chat. I'm not. Oh, there we go.
How much money?
All right, these guys are
can
gonna
you
teach you
get?
guys for the rest of the day. Okay,
Wait,
that's it.
what?
You see yourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Scott says, "What's up, guys?" Say, "What's up, Scott?"
Let's go.
He said, "Well, let's get this money." Say, "Let's get this money."
Let's get some money.
Yeah. All right. Say, yeah, we passed 2 more combines today. Yeah. What are you guys gonna do? You gonna go to the library? Yeah.
Get the crates.
Get the crates. Get the crates. Get that money, right?
Yeah.
Say bye bye.
Bye bye, everybody.
See ya. Optimus Prime is on the screen, ready to go. All right. They'll be your new streamers. They are very excited to come on in and see their faces on the screen. All right. I'm going to get off of this, but you see the Delta stuff. So sun high and low. Yes. There's a divergence in the kids. I'm not so sure of, directionality right now. I do like, with the VWAP here, it is going to be not so advantageous to, this is exactly what I expected with JPOW speaking. I didn't kind of anticipate a rally in any way. I guess I really mentioned that yesterday is the reason I love these levels that I use day in and day out is because they happen to get touched every single day. And if they don't, there's clearly not going to be a trade that day, right? So if you don't hit off on an overnight high, overnight low, previous day high, previous day low, it's a complete inside day from whatever happened yesterday or whatever, right? So if you never come to these levels, then there's no way you can execute a trade. So for me, if it doesn't come to those levels, then I don't have to execute. I just know that I'm going to sit on my hands and do nothing. If I'm in between the levels, I'm not going to do anything. But these levels come in, day out. They get action around them because there's reasons why. Is it because, deep down, realistically, what this level tells me is previous day high. Do we want to be in value from yesterday, or do we want to make new value areas? What this is telling me is we want to stay within yesterday's value. Why? Because yesterday was kind of, although it went down and then went back up, we pretty much opened right in a very similar opening range as we did yesterday. So price technically went nowhere. And then today, leading into a holiday shortened week, all that's happening right now is like maybe some rebalancing of portfolios for certain bigger type players. Price, coming into the week, like I said, if you read the write-up, a lot of times what I say is there's not going to be a lot of movement, especially while JPOW's yapping, right? If he's still interviewing, he's still talking. There's no reason that markets are going to go in any direction unless he says something like, yes, we're going to cut rates, which he already said. I'm not going to tell you a date that I'm going to cut rates. He's going to talk back and forth based on, all this is a Q&A between a few different leaders of the financial markets of the central banks. And it's just them kind of talking about strategies and stuff like that and not necessarily giving any insight into where they're looking. You might get a little bit of that. And then once he's done talking, then that's when the market will decide, all right, we liked what he said or we didn't like what he said. And we're going to go either up or down. And we have no control of it, right? As traders, we have no control of whether this market does anything. We're just kind of along for the ride. So whatever the market decides about what this speech said, then we'll get maybe some directionality or just some continued positioning for the rest of the week and into next week. I don't think, like I said, it's summer months. It's the first week of a quarter. You're going to get rebalancing. You're going to get, holiday people. Most of these big time people are not trading on this week. They're just, if they have to come in at work and they're, executing orders according to portfolio rebalancing, like I said, then you're going to get just kind of some sideways movement and then low volume. A lot of retail people who are actually making good money probably don't come into this week looking to do a lot, and they don't come into this week looking to execute much. So you're not going to get that liquidity, right? So you're going to get, as today goes on, especially, you're going to see diminishing volume all throughout the day. Maybe into the close, you'll get a tick up because that's just what happens. And then tomorrow, Wednesday, I did post in the chat on the Tradecaster for what's going on. They are the futures of futures. That's right, Scott. He's going to talk because he doesn't care. He's the money printer, man, Scott. He's the money printer. So he's going to talk probably for usually these press conferences are a couple hours, an hour or so, 2 hours. He's not like testifying or anything, so it's just a conversation. Thank you, guys. I'm going to just go ahead and have my espresso, have my coffee. We passed 2 more combines, have a celebratory high five. Go have fun at the library, okay, buddy? Love you, bud. Let's see if Top Step has anything going on. No level, nothing. Cool. Scrooge, I hope you see the chop. I hope you feel the chop and it tells you to shut your computer down. I know you're down or you made a couple dollars back. Really, just don't let your P&L dictate your executions. I know it is so tempting. I do it too. I promise you I do it. It's not something that I think everybody does it. It's not possible to say, oh, I'm down on the day, I want to get green. All right, you're up. Did you just go from red to green on the day? Your P&L went red to green on a day where you started red and now you're green. Hit the lockout button and don't trade the rest of the day. If you do, you risk that. I see a green day there. So this is the habit, especially since you just started this week on the actual combines. Get yourself in the habit of good things, right? What's your thought process coming into today, right? Your thought process. So this is what I explained last week, and then what I do for why I do my write-up, right? I plan out my entire week, and it's not a plan of I'm going to do this trade this day, this trade that day. I want to look for that and that and that. It's a broad market environment, just outline of what I can see coming for the week. So that's my broad weekly outline. Coming into every day, okay, I say today is Monday. Hell yeah, I love it. Good lockout. That's a good habit. Get into good habits now, early in your combine days, and it will stick with you moving forward into your funded accounts and all that stuff. So I appreciate you actually going through that, going from red to green. That habit is you have to do it because you're gonna be like, I did it, I got green, now I can make more. I just showed you my P&L curve, right? To pass this account, here's your daily stats. The first day was 163. You had 148. I mean, that's still a green day. You're still on track to pass your account in a comfortable time period. You made over $100. It doesn't seem like a lot right now, but it's just if your account was red and now it's green on the day, you actually made a big profit swing in your account. I don't know how far down you were. You said you got chopped up on a couple good trades, maybe $200-300, and then you made a nice little short with us before. You caught a couple good ones there, and now what do you know? I mean, this could be a failed breakout now. This looks like it wants to break out, but it could fail and then roll over again. But until JPOW's done speaking, until this is all done and settled in, you can't really trust any of these moves. And if you went red to green, you locked yourself out. It doesn't mean you can't look at charts. I watch charts all day after I lock myself out. I still want to understand some dynamics. I want to see what happened. Do I get FOMO on some of these trades? No, because I know I locked myself out for a reason. What was the reason today? I passed 2 XFAs. I'm locked out. There's no trades to be had on this account because I have to set up the XFAs. And, the goal was to maximize my funding. So I hit off on my profit target and I'm done for the day on these accounts, right? So I could watch the screens all day and not feel tempted to go open another one and start hammering in buttons, because I don't think that there's opportunity based on the market environment for the week, right? I know what the week has in store for us, so I don't want to chop myself up in a week that the opportunities might not give you the follow through that you want, right? So that's kind of what I want you to do, is build that good habit, build that good habit, build that good habit, build the good habit.
We already established that.
The urge is strong, Scott, because you feel like so when it comes to combines, as opposed to some live account, right? You feel the need to click a button because you want to pass so bad, so you can, when you click buttons later, you could actually take money out of the market. If you can detach from that urge of, I need to pass a combine so I can get to funded, so I can get paid, so I can get live, so I can buy a Lamborghini. If you can get past that and go through the processes of what is going on today, what do I see as far as opportunity at locations, what do I see the likelihood of this happening as opposed to this happening. Realistically, yes, I can see the urge for a short. I do see that as an opportunity here. But realistically, in the market environment that we're in currently, it could just sit in this kind of chop right around this level. So you hit the short, and then it just sits here and lingers around that previous day high, maybe comes back, wicks you out, comes down into your spot, right? That's what it is. Really, that's what I'm saying, Scott, is it's the feel, like the need to make monies to pass in X number of days. So I think also what created that is back in the day with the FX combines, back in the day with the Forex combines, there was a maximum days to pass. So I don't know if you ever got involved in that kind of stuff, but that was like a thing where you had to pass in 30 days. Otherwise, you had to try again, which is super unrealistic, and it promotes shitty trading habits because it makes you have to click the button. What I love about Top Step, some of these other accounts, they don't. Oh, it looks like they're done talking. Oh, maybe, unless she's going to ask more questions. There's no rush on these accounts. Pass them at your pace. Build good habits, because when you get funded, your habits aren't going to change. You think that they're going to change. You're going to say, I'm going to get funded trading 10 lots, and I'm going to YOLO into these trades, and I'm just going to get funded, and then that's it. And then once I'm funded, I'm going to work my strategy. Well, if your strategy doesn't work to pass the combine, then your strategy is not going to work once you're in the XFA, right? You may get lucky 1 or 2 trades, YOLO in, YOLO out, and then burn the account, right? So now they're done talking. You can see price is going to start to speed up a little bit. You're going to get a little bit of actual price action now. 9:35 a.m. So that speech was about 1 hour. It was just a Q&A session, nothing crazy. I do see this, potentially just dancing around for the rest of the day. It could go long through here now that JPOW's done speaking. He didn't say anything important, but also, he's just giving himself some props. He's doing a decent job as the Fed chair. He has things that he does, do we all want rate cuts? Absolutely. We all want rate cuts. We want cheaper money because we want to spend money, and we want, but theoretically, I think the market, environment is still more inflationary than we would like, and they're doing a good job of holding those rates higher for longer, and that's, it just kind of is what it is. Boy, I would take my last 2 weeks anytime. It was really a week and a day. Sticking to our strategy, sticking to our time frame, locking ourselves out of accounts when we have gone up into our, daily profit targets or daily loss limits. We're going to do next week, we're going to be trading the XFAs, and then I'll start just some I'm going to continue to do this 100K account. So we're going to do 100K and pass that one. And so we'll have 3 XFAs, and then hopefully the fourth will be at 100K. This one is up 103,255 because yesterday I hit a nice little banger for 2,400. One trade. It was a nice little push breakout from the opening range after a long day. So right now, like I said, I think we're kind of just lingering in this range. Even with JPOW being done speaking, you're really not getting a lot of follow through on it. You can see the diminishing delta. You can almost chart delta very similarly to price, but you can see how deep down delta is getting. The aggressive buyers are just disappearing up at this level here, which, you could see that high right there. 27.55 was that previous high, and we're already trying to crack other highs. So maybe get a wick off high here, rotate back down, or a breakout. But it just feels like not so great. It feels heavier than it does. But NVIDIA is finding support also down here at 121.38. 121 even is really the support. If that gives up on NVIDIA, then we should get some rotation to the downside in the NQs. I'm going to just look and see. I hear that there's a squawk on this, and I want to see if I can get it to play. So here's your tick strike. financialjuice.com/home. I like this as a resource for news. I think it's a good spot, so I'm going to just share that for you guys to have. financialjuice.com. If you don't have a spot where you get your news and like a feed, I know Deck has Fox Runner. I haven't really used it or anything like that. I'm just kind of in here right now testing out Financial Juice. I've heard a bunch about it. I've heard it's pretty good. So just kind of having this out here. If you have like another monitor or a spot that you like to have your news or something like that, I usually just keep it in the background here and let it kind of run. And if I want to check and see something, I also have alerts set, so alerts will pop up on the bottom right hand corner of my screen. Usually Market Watch, oilnews.com, and now it's going to be Financial Juice. You could hear that tick strike that's showing that the more orders are coming in. There's order flow popping here. Potentially could be going long. You could see that. There's a good reason why you didn't hit that short button there, Scott. Unless you did. So that tick strike noise that you hear, that click, 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 it's a audio version of listening and seeing the price action speed up in the DOM. When price starts to speed up, so I didn't know Financial Juice had this, so it's pretty cool. I would like to have the NQ, but having the S&Ps helps because it kind of just gives you an indication of when the S&Ps is making some noise. So I'm leaving it there. I guess it's going with a green arrow up, meaning that it's bullish behavior. If this cracks this high again, I would see if they're going to start to continue us upside. I like that long idea. But who knows where it goes from here. I'm not, like I said, I'm not playing with this. We've passed 2 accounts today. Very happy with, having 3 XFAs moving into next week when I was pretty much ready to start going. Like I said, I wanted to use June as the maximize my funding. Oh, you could hear that. That's now a negative. You could hear the downside, difference in tone, heavier markets. Bye, Maximus. My boys love to come in and out of the room. NVIDIA did bounce from that 121.20. Scott, I think you need some short squeeze espresso in your life right now, because that's what I'm doing. Cheers, buddy. So what is? Oh yeah, that's true. I drink my. You're gonna think I'm nuts, but like even right before bed, I'll drink an espresso. I don't really give a shit. I'm a complete addict. So I know you not necessarily super familiar with the futures and what they are. The NASDAQ 100 is the 100 top names in the market, right? They rebalance here and there. You have to get accepted into the NASDAQ. You have to have certain price requirements to be listed on NASDAQ. It's heavily weighted in the futures contract. 33% or more, depending on the day, is weighted in the Mag 7 names. Those names are going to be NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Meta, Amazon, and Tesla. Those are the names that are going to be driving this market. S&P's is thicker. It's more names. It's the 500 top stocks in the market. Not as heavy tech weighted. It has more of a balanced portfolio, but it's still driven a lot by that Mag 7. So I think, understanding why that the NVIDIA name here with this crazy market cap that it has currently is driving the NASDAQ is because it's the heaviest weighted of the heaviest weighted names in the index. So basically, we're kind of trading the NVIDIA futures currently. As tech and AI goes, so does the NASDAQ. You can see it's relatively strong here because it is more weighted towards NQ. NQ is more weighted towards NVIDIA. NVIDIA is still holding up. So that's why you can see S&P maybe failing before the NQ does. If NVIDIA runs into some resistance here at 122, then I can see this trying to give up after that wick off high there. That's a heaviness. That's a heaviness there. Four shots. I love it. Keep crushing that short squeeze espresso. As long as you got that good grinder, you're going to get the great flavor profile out of our espresso. We have one of my favorite espresso beans. Like I said, it's not just because I'm biased, because it's my company, but really I've tried a lot of espressos, and I do really like the way this roast is blended out. We use our Peruvian beans and our Guatemala. Thank you, Sky. I appreciate it, dude. Strong buyers coming in with the tick strike. Sommelier. I got what you meant. That's all that matters. Who cares how you spell it? I think realistically, like I said, this is going to be kind of a bouncing back and forth market. If you made money today, good lockout. If you didn't make money today, good lockout. Go do something. I'm a morning trader. Like, I like this opening hour, 2 hours. That's why I stream from 8:30 to 11. This is why I do what I do, is because this is the opportunity time. There is opportunity from like 1 p.m. to close, but you know, if you're down on the day, Scott, maybe just, you know, if you're up 302 and you're looking for one more, you know, potentially there's opportunity potentially. $20.68. 68 failure could happen. Are you copying all of them, Scott? Or are you trading like the 2XX, the 200Ks separately? You can't go wrong with that. I don't think you can go wrong with that there. Doesn't sound terrible. Good stuff. I like the failure of 68.
Order filled.
This is my 100K account. Giving it a shot, short. It is choppy. Sideways price action. Probably not the best entry there. Click the button just to click the button. Never a good idea. With this 100K, I am a little bit more risky on it. So don't just follow the sizing and all that stuff. If it fails that high again, I would take it short again, but it looks like it's getting long. Just shoot. This isn't really a great stop location. Didn't really plan out this trade very well, but we'll see what happens with it. Like I said, this 100K, I kind of am a little bit more risky on it, and I get a little bit aggressive with it. I will now, after this one, not trade it today because it's just not worth doing. But yeah, that's probably not the best idea to do that there. So we're going to stick with not trading anymore for the day. I will be on to kind of just, there's that tick strike coming back in hot. You can see, like I said, it's just going to be kind of like sideways, choppy, not a lot of good information coming in. ECB will finish speaking. He would be happy if unemployment stays right where it is. A year from now, should be in low twos. Most people think we're not going to go back to the ultra low rates of the recent past, but nobody really knows. So he has no idea what's going on. I feel like maybe they decide the rate cut like right before they come on the stage and or make their release. Who knows? Right now, look like sideways, 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 sideways. Price action. Nothing worth taking. It looks like it wants to break out to the upside, and then it continues to fail. And then it rotates back down. But it could break out. It could go. I just, like I said, it's the kind of market environment where I don't really want to execute much. The next overhead resistance is going to start to be at like 120 and then up into 178. All right, so since I'm not going to be trading anymore today, anybody who wants to have any questions or anything, let me know. I'll explain some stuff. I'll go through what I want to see. I'm just kind of deleting some emails here, sorry. Any questions, comments, concerns going into the holiday shortened week? I did mention, bye buddy. I mentioned that we do have these hours. Let me see if I can pull it up. Downloads. This here. So this is the hours. If you didn't get the email from Top Step, if you just don't check your emails, this is the what you can trade on what day. So tomorrow, early close. Make sure you're closed before 12 p.m. on 4th of July. If you're trading for some reason, make sure you're closed before 12, and then you'll reopen 5 p.m. on the 4th of July for a regular trading session on Friday. I would recommend just not trading any of these days. I think low liquidity, shitty environment to trade in. It's just not going to be worthwhile. It's up to you. You are the master of your own domain, and I would recommend you just do what you think is best for you. For me, personally, not going to be trading tomorrow. Probably not going to be trading Friday. Definitely not trading the 4th of July, as I will be at work from 9 a.m. till probably midnight. So that also plays a factor into me not wanting to trade on Friday morning. Also, we have 3 fundeds. That was our goal for the week, was to pass these 2. We passed these 2 quickly. We did what we needed to do. And now we move on to next week, where we will look to capitalize on a true market environment, not holiday short and no lack of rebalancing, right? We're back into a new quarter. I can see this, depending on how this week closes, depending on what happens with non-farms on Friday, we could possibly be up into those all-time high levels again. So just something to note moving forward for the next week or so. Hell yeah, good job. One more, 400 per account. So give yourself a pat on the back there, Scott. Lock yourself out. Go to work. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. It's not worth lingering on. It's 10 o'clock here, Central Time, or just about 5 minutes to 10. We don't trade 5 minutes to an hourly close in my rule book. If that's not part of your rules, then do what you got to do. Potentially could continue. One more. No more. Lock yourself out, Scott. If you're up 400 across 3 accounts, that's $1,200 on a day. I can't be upset with that, right? Don't get greedy. Although, one more though. All right, good. Lock yourself out. Use that button to kind of relieve that pressure, because now you can go to bed with your comfort of your, sleep right, knowing that you can't go click a button if you wanted to. That's really what it is about. It's about not wanting to click that button. Yeah, see, I can hear that tick strike coming in. Yeah, lock yourself out. Take the money and run on a day like today. Leading into the holiday weekend, the rest of the week. I mean, like I said, if you want to trade tomorrow, I could see why. If you don't have a funded account yet, if you're not ready to just be patient, I can see why you want to trade tomorrow. I can see why you want to trade on every single day you possibly can. Understand market conditions, understand who's going to be in the market and who's not going to be in the market, and why would you want to trade against certain people. You might be able to get some good opportunities because it might be clean, but it's going to be lower volume and not really worth your time. I would beg to say that you're probably not going to be too happy with it. I like gold overnight, man. I do. It's a very interesting. We analyzed it yesterday because Carlos wanted to see it. Let's see what that trade did. It is still a solid move here. I'm going to go back to the 30-minute on it. If I was, like I said, it was more of a swing idea for the gold. I said if you wait for it to come up into this area, you could short it off of that 2340 level, probably run into some chop into here and roll down. But long term, if the market continues to rally, if the stock market continues to go up, if the S&Ps and the NQ continue to roll up, then the gold should continue to go down a bit. Definitely based on the way it's ranging around. You could look to short this still. A breakdown of 23.27 is a confirmation of this idea. It's difficult to do this in a combine per se or in a funded account because you'd have to be out. But really, I guess we're okay. What time does it reopen? 19, 18, 14, 15. So technically, I guess you could have waited till it reopened last night at 1700 and took your short, and then now still been just fine, safe in that trade. So I don't know the tick values and stuff personally, so it's not easy for me to just say, hey, yeah, this is a good risk to reward. Obviously, it's a good risk to reward, but as far as size is concerned and for account size, that's a different story. So I think that this is a realistic idea, although it needs to break down further and get down into 2304, 2284. Those are my realistic side, targets. And then 2200 was my ultimate downside for a longer term move in gold. So that's the thought process. I put this up yesterday because Charlie was asking about it. And what do you know? It's like a perfect little setup here. Oh, it looks like Tick Strike is getting happy with the the S&Ps. I like that short on that. If you're past halfway to passing in that 50K, that's a good start, Scott. I love it. Don't get into the point, though, now of how some people fall into the trap of, all right, I'm halfway, I could leverage up, I could do more. Just keep doing what you've been doing to get you halfway. So, this is what this trading game is all about, right? It's not about over leveraging. It's not about passing in 2 days. It's not about all that. If you can get to halfway, then you can get all the way, right? So just keep doing the same thing you've been doing to get yourself halfway. There is no rush to go ahead and pass it if you're just going to burn it right after you pass it, right? So don't rush it. Continue to build those good habits. Continue to do what you're doing because obviously it's working, right?
The US to sell $85 billion in 4-week bills on July 3rd to settle on July 9th.
So Financial Juice has a squawk. So if you hear that, guys, start talking. That's a squawk talking about news. So basically just get every news alert that they find important, they'll start talking it out. So that's what I got going on there. That's what you hear in the background. I don't see anything as far as Top Step offering anything for...
Then sign up today and get our special offer of Financial Juice Pro for a year's worth of our service for the price of 1 month. That's 92%.
I always play... I think that's everybody. Everybody always wants to pick a top or a bottom. So I'm not looking to play reversals per se. I like to call it, I play a mean reversion strategy. It's the same thing, but it's not really, right? Because let's say that this, my strategy here worked out pretty much, exactly how I wanted to. Obviously, we passed. We got two more fundeds based on just trading the strategy all, the last 2 weeks. I like this to be, if we're in an uptrend and we kind of come here and we wick that overnight low and start to go long off that level, that's not necessarily a reversal. It's a pullback into a key level which gives you an opportunity to get long, and then you could actually stay long for a long period of time. So I hate to call the strategy that I'm using a reversal strategy. It's more of a failed breakout. It's a failed breakout slash mean reversion strategy is really what I call it. Because technically, I mean, we could play it again if it fails through here, but right now we've kind of picked a direction for the day. It seems like we do have room up into the 140 level, the 20,140. That will run into resistance. If it breaks through that 178.50 is that next level of overhead resistance as well, where we run into the base of the consolidation up above. So, yeah, I won't play up at these levels, right? That's not, once it starts extending away from my previous day high, my overnight high, extending in that direction, it's no longer a failed breakout strategy. It's actually a confirmed breakout and acceptance up over the previous day session. So it's an acceptance out of yesterday's range and into its own new range, which was technically the range from Friday. Friday? Yeah, it's Friday's range, I guess. Previous day high from that, Thursday and Friday. So it's accepting into ranges from prior. And then the high end of that range, that overnight session prior to the Friday session, is that 140 level. So that's why that level is kind of a key area for maybe some resistance or anything like that. But like I said, what this price action is telling us is we opened down here. We left the opening range at the low of the day. We came up to previous day highs, failed previous day's highs 2 times. And then the third time through it, we swept liquidity down below, got some shorts involved. This is why I'm not a longer term, I'm trailing quick on quick moves. I'm not holding these things, for crazy, reversal, because in an environment like this where you leave the opening range at the low and you pump up in a bullish market environment, that third touch breakout of previous day highs, kind of confirms that it is an acceptance outside of today's range, outside of yesterday's range, and into higher territories, right? It could still fail, but it's not anything that is going to confirm on me right now that I'm like willing to hammer in a reversal per se. You can see Delta broke back out from this diminishing downside. So right around here where you got the breakout, that first breakout, and then you come back down and you fail to make new lows, even though price was making new lows before, that support at 68 clearer based on the Delta flattening out and not making new lows, right? This candle here wicked the new low. Delta did not. You got that divergence that way. So now coming back long does make some sense. Yes and no, right? I mean, I guess it does. I'd say it weakens it as well. Really what it does is the more times it touches that level, it depends on what you're trading, right? If it's Nvidia, if it's Microsoft, if it's, an equities name, a lot of times these levels get supportive because of specific reasons, right? Nvidia shareholders, ownership, board members, they can support price at specific levels. There's some laws against it, but technically there's not. They kind of just, in an IPO, they just have to kind of announce what the floor is and they just kind of hammer it, right? So there's a reason why equities names may not break key levels. So the more touches of it kind of confirms, okay, it's going to be support, it's going to be support, it's going to be support. But the more times it touches and supports, as soon as it breaks down, it's likely to be the failure point, right? I do normally like to say, okay, once, twice, third time, I'm probably not going to short it, right? I could short this once, twice. This made sense because it's still part of that like lower high delta divergence setup. This third time, you can see, usually it's this lower high will confirm and break down. If this lower high doesn't confirm and break all the way down and start to push, then this becomes invalidated and it starts to look for a long, right?
I think we are restrictive.
I think we do get, like I said, above. You could see this being more of a liquidity sweep, trap some shorts to rotate it back higher.
So Fed
Yeah.
Goolsbee is currently speaking in their CNBC interview. And Goolsbee says as inflation comes down, policy gets more tight.
And there's S&P. You can see opening range. Left it behind. This game is very hard. It's not for the faint of heart. It's going to keep...
I see some warning signs the real economy is weakening.
It's gonna humble you. Every time you think you know what you're doing, it's gonna humble you and say, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna do something different. This is what the market actually wants to do, as opposed to what you're wanting to do, right? No, absolutely. Like I said, I appreciate conversation. If you're willing to chat, I'm willing to chat. I want to have that talk, and a lot of people are not comfortable talking. They just want to listen and have other people ask questions. And it's cool that you're in here asking questions, because I know a lot of people have those same questions, and they're looking for answers. And, the more I can get interaction, the more I can kind of like talk about certain things. So it's all good. Don't ever be afraid to ask any sort of question. I really don't think, especially in this game, there's no dumb questions, because everybody starts somewhere, and there's so much nuance to trading and stock market and futures markets, and there's so many different things, people doing crypto, all that stuff. It's just, as much as it's all the same, there's, like I said, there's slight nuance to everything. So don't be afraid to ask the questions. I appreciate it. I'm still learning every day, so the grind of learning is there. It's going to always be there.
The arc of inflation is clearly down.
Yeah, it's going to be a grind. You'll forever learn. If you the day you stop trying to learn in this market or in this game or in anything is when you start to fall well behind and start to lose money and stuff like that. So, later, Scott. Appreciate you coming by. I'll see you later. Nvidia looking like it wants to get back above that 122.30.
Fed Goolsbee says, I don't buy that the last mile on inflation could take longer. Goolsbee says market-based rents are down, but not yet reflected in data.
All right, I'm going to take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back, and then we'll finish off this stream strong. Like I said, we passed 2 XFAs. That was the goal for this month. It was really for the month of June, trying to maximize our funding. We've got 3 XFAs now. I'm going to trade those starting next Monday, so we'll be all ready to go. Trading all in the XFAs moving forward, and then I'll have combines in the background, just trying to pass those to help maximize the funding even more. So I'll be right back. Give me about 5 minutes. right. We're back. We are back. Let's see what happens. Like I said, moving into the rest of the week, there is going to be very low volume kind of holiday trading. Anybody has questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that, like I said, shoot them over. I'm all done for the day. We're up 337 across 2 accounts. Past 2 XFAs today. So now we'll have 3 XFAs moving into next week. We have 1. These 2 are now passed. Follower 53, leader 53. Lock them out. So we are just now lingering in this area here. I'm going to turn off that tick strike for you because it is just kind of not necessary right now. Markets perceive Powell as dovish. Just a few days before the U.S. payroll report, data showed job openings unexpectedly increased, breaking a months-long downward trend that highlighted a gradual slowdown in the labor demand. Substantial shift towards more balanced labor market between supply and demand for workers. He continued to describe the job market as strong, but noted that it's cooling off appropriately. So the percent chance of a no change rate cut, 91.5% chance of no cut come July 24th. Anything else? NVIDIA may be appealing, but one fund manager has warning about AI stocks. Nikola's stock surges on wholesale. NVIDIA's most owned chip stock by active mutual funds, but not for long. This is what I look at day in, day out, just kind of periodically looking into news. Let's see what happens coming next week. Like I said, today was going to be the last stream of the week, pretty much for everybody here on TradeCaster. I'm not sure who else will be streaming the rest of the week. Tomorrow is a holiday, shortened day. Thursday is 4th of July. Friday's hangover day, basically. I'm going to be working all day, 9 till probably midnight on the 4th of July anyway. Tomorrow is going to be just a holiday shortened day. We've already passed these 2 XFAs. No need to hammer into anything else. We are going to try and pass that 100K as well in due time. But next week we'll be trading all 3 XFAs back into July, now starting into a nice little rhythm for the month of July. Last 2 days we traded pretty well, pretty much, 337, 390 yesterday. We were up 500, but I tried to force in a little bit something at the end of the day to try and pass these accounts. But overall, like I said, just a nice clean profit curve for these 2 accounts, daily balance, daily stats. This is all it takes to pass these accounts. If you are understanding that you don't need to go home run, you don't need to pass these accounts in 2 days. The more you try and do the 2-day pass method or anything like that, you're going to start to run into issues where you're going to burn account. These now are going to be XFAs come Monday. Like I said, I'll activate them sometime this week, and then they'll be ready for Monday, ready and raring to go with 3 XFAs ready. So, and then we'll start to, work those 100K. So maybe I'll try and work 2 100K accounts. So I'll have 3 50Ks and 2 100Ks in the bank and see what happens. NVIDIA rolling back over now. Not sure how a profit factor could be negative 0.32 with a perfect green week. I don't know. Daily P&Ls, daily balance, daily stats. This is what it takes. Like I said, it's not rocket science. It's not home run. It's base hit, double, base hit. That's all it took, right? Today's trade was simple. It was very easy to, say we're going to fail this level. We're looking to get a quick little move down to that 40 level-ish. Obviously, we caught as much as we needed because it locked out at a profit target. But we would have hit full probably $400 on that trade there. That's it. This is the whole thing that you need to catch to do this every single day. If you could do this little tiny move, little, 20, 25, 30 points, it's a quick little pullback, a quick little bounce. You don't need to sit in a trade all day. If that's the kind of trader you are, then great. For me, it's a little bit more just catch the move when I can time it correctly, cut the loser when it's ready to go, and then that's it, right? That's just what it takes. Base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit. You pass these accounts. And like I said, I've done it all live on these streams, so you can see that it is possible. You can do it. I'm not hiding the fact that I'm trading these randomly, overnights and stuff. And if I do stuff overnight, I mention it to you, I tell you, and most of the time those are not great trades because I'm trying to work on, gold or oil or overnight trading with size and stuff like that. So that kind of stuff, it'll get me maybe into, some trouble, but it's really me just working on stuff on the overnight. So I'm not really coming in here showing you, wild other profits, right? Everything that I've done, you can go back the whole last week, whole last few months that I've been streaming and review every single stream. It's on YouTube. You can go back and take a look. This is what I do every single day. Just come in, make the money quick or whenever I can during the stream, and then lock myself out and be done for the day. Anytime I'd start to sit down here and trade longer and longer and longer, start to find trades, start to click buttons, right? We're locked out of these. I can't trade these right now. They're done. They're past. So really just kind of in here for your services. So if you guys have any questions, you have any setups, you have any ideas of what you might be looking at for the day or the week moving forward, just understand that we are in this holiday shortened week. So we will have, you do have numbers coming out tomorrow. You have services PMI tomorrow. You have the FOMC meeting minutes from last meeting, and you got non-farm on Friday. So there is still data to be had. There will be algo moves. There will be some opportunity, but like I said, it's going to be on lower volume. It's going to be not as well, executed. There's a nice little pop in price action. You can see these larger fill sizes just got filled up. They just shared this reading list. I have a good amount of these, a couple of these, I should say. If you want to take a look at these books. I'll copy this and share it. I like a lot of those books. I've read a few of them. I like them a lot. I have this one that I also recommend that I'm in the middle of, but it's a very, very good book. One Good Trade by Mike Bellafiore. He owns SMB Capital. He started SMB Capital. Kind of just talks about looking for that. Basically, really what we're trying to preach here, and kind of what I had before I started reading that book, was every trade is its own thing. And you have to you made one good trade, great. Now make another good trade, great. You made a bad trade, okay, good. Cut it. Now let's do the next good trade. It has to be your next good trade. It can't just be take a trade, take a trade, take a trade, take a trade. It has to be a good trade. It has to be your next good one. And the mentality of it in this book here, it's not too overcomplicated or anything like that. He just kind of talks about the prop world and kind of understanding what it takes and what makes good traders to him. And also, if you want to work at SMB or if you want to get into one of those prop firms, one of those equity firms, he talks about how you can do it and what it takes to do those things, right? So I'm going to put this mug here because we are Day Trading Coffee Co. Anybody that's new to the stream, welcome. I appreciate you coming by. If you're on YouTube, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe, like. Don't be afraid to drop some comments. I do run Day Trading Coffee Co. If you use code America, MERICA, America, you get 15% off until July 8th in celebration of 4th of July. Everything is 15% off for daytradingcoffeeco.com. You could always use my name, Policing Pips, for 15% off as well. So there's 2 ways to get yourself that little bit of a discount on your coffee. Fueling Traders P&L, 1 trade at a time, 1 espresso at a time. We also have cool mugs, shirts. I'm wearing a shirt. We got sweatshirts, whatever you could want. Head over there. Take a look at what we got going on. How you doing, Police Proby? It's been a bit. Yes, absolutely. We just grabbed ourselves a couple more XFAs today. We passed 2 more. We're kind of solidifying our goal from June to maximize our funding. I kind of consider this first week here, this holiday shortened week, a continuation from that. So, it took until the very last minute, but we did ourselves a service. Now we got 3 XFAs that we're going to start to work on come next Monday. Hope everything's going well with you, Proby. If you are an equities trader, don't be afraid to hit off on our link as well here for Lightspeed. Lightspeed is my top choice for brokerages for the equity side of everything. So if you use code COFFEE, they'll let you open an account for $5K. Normally it's $10K, and then you get all these great discounts. It's just a fantastic platform, great locates for shorts. So if you're going to start to follow Deck on his shorts and AK and all those guys, this is the platform that they're using to execute a lot of their orders. Their charts may look different. You may see trade ideas and stuff like that, but when they're executing, they're using Lightspeed to just crush the markets. So if you do want a discount, use code COFFEE, and you'll get all these great benefits and more. And you just show them that we are putting people that way. Click the link. Just show that we're sending traffic that way. Even if you're not going to open an account, just do some research. I am going to open an account with them soon as well for my equity side stuff. My goal with Lightspeed, we are developing a partnership with them, and it is to do my funding fund with the coffee company. So as I get more and more profits, or we are profitable as a coffee company, 10% of all those profits are going to go into a funding fund, and I'm going to start giving away, either combines, starting with combines, and then into Lightspeed. I want to try and give away cash accounts to deserving people who just may be a little underfunded, but can prove a little bit of that they can take this account and change their life a little bit. So that's what our goal is with the coffee company. That's our mission. We are a day trading coffee company. We want to be for traders, by traders, and it'd be great to give back to the community as our company grows. That's what I want to do. Well done, Spy. Well done. I actually accidentally got rebilled on a Apex account, so I might try and pass that as well. I haven't been too fond of what they've been doing lately. I really have just been sticking with Top Step, and the more I start to spread myself out and with the funding companies, the more I find I get distracted and I start to do stupid stuff. But whatever company you decide that you like best and that you think is going to pay you your money when you make it, then more power to you. You just do what is best for you. Pass those accounts, leverage these funding companies for as long as they possibly exist, and then make sure you can, learn in this kind of environment. I think this environment is the best for learning and just executing trading opportunities day in and day out, right? The funding companies really gives everybody an opportunity, access to the market, people who didn't ever have access prior, right? For the price of admission and the combine, you to have now gotten yourself into the game when, you used to need 10, 20, 35,000, $25,000 plus, pattern day trading rules for equities. futures world, you can open an account for $5,000, but are you going to burn it? Probably. Why risk your own money when you could risk theirs? And they will pay you. I have been paid. I know people who've gotten payouts from Apex. I know people who've got denied payouts from Apex. I know, it happens. Holiday schedule. Every time I click something, it's just another link. Get out of here. I want to see this chart. Equities. Regular 5. Halt at 12, open at 7. Regular 16, yeah. About 30 minutes left in stream here. You can see very grindy price action. It is bullish. Obviously, you can see we've kind of accepted above yesterday's high, above overnight highs. The opening range has been left at the low. JPOW came in, talked about, from 8:30 to 9:30 in a Q&A session with the ECB. Just basically saying that, I could read it to you, that, he is... Oh, I can't read it. It's actually not there. Powell's comments this morning were relevant to the direction of yields. He noted quite a bit of progress in the U.S. inflation front. Moreover, the risk of being characterized as more balanced as opposed to skewed towards the inflation side of the Fed's dual mandate. So basically, he said he's leaning towards the side of he's not going to tell us when the next rate cut is. He's happy with how things are going. There's no need to be rushing into any sort of rate cut, rate hike or anything like that. So I'd say we stay stagnant for longer. Maybe September, November for the election, maybe you get a cut, but I don't, I think he's doing a good job of kind of just being neutral, and he chooses his words very, very well. So, that's kind of where we're at with what he said. The price action from that point on has just been grindy, lower volume. You're not getting a ton of moves. This was the only higher volume candle here. Kind of pushes us out of that 20,100 level. And now we're just kind of recovering that again. There's not a lot of follow through, explosive moves. You're going to start to see grindy price action. I don't know if we're going to continue upside or if we're going to pull back and kind of rotate back into VWAP. Right now I think people are just kind of winding down for the week. Summertime trading months, pre 4th of July holiday, shortened days. Not really going to get a ton of really good moves. So overall, like I said, there's 30 minutes left in this. I don't really have much else for you. I will linger on here for a few more minutes. If anybody comes in, wants to talk about anything, or has any questions, comments, concerns about the trading week ahead or moving forward to next week, like I said, I'm here as much as I possibly can be. I appreciate everybody who comes by, anybody new, anybody old, anybody who is on YouTube, on Tradecaster. I love you all. I appreciate everything that you guys are, kind of supporting this channel. Even if it was just me in an empty room, I'd still be here. I just want to provide some value to some people out there. I know that I'm getting a lot of good feedback, so it's great to see that. Checking the website analytics and doing some of that stuff. Trying to run a coffee company on the side here. Really just trying to grow the accounts and grow the reach of the business and try and expand out to as many people as possible. I really do appreciate everybody who comes in and visits the website, checks out the market analysis, everything that we do. Just out here doing our best to grow that. And then once we grow that, we'll grow the I don't like Apex personally of late. It's just kind of how it is. They've been having a bunch of issues lately. I don't know what's going on with their data providers. It's really not, it hasn't been very smooth. Yeah, it sucks. Like I said, I not that I'm a Top Step fanboy or anything like that, or I'm not, they don't pay people really or whatever. I want you guys to use whatever is the best for you, what you find to be the easiest to use. I've just always found that Top Step is always willing to help. They always make things right. They're not out here running. A lot of stuff doesn't feel scammy, right? They communicate. Yes, people get upset. Things happen. Trading happens. Markets, data issues happen. Markets, programs fail. I was trading professionally at T3, and I was getting data failure issues, fill issues, stuff like that. You have to just be able to adapt to certain things. The advent of internet trading creates issues that maybe weren't foreseen in the past with regular trading and floor trading and stuff like that. So it's still something that's going to happen here and there. Flash crashes are going to happen. Where things just start to get funky, things happen. They have protections for it. The thing about Top Step over, let's say, Apex or any other company, Top Step does run their own, YouTube channel, all market, all session long. They're out there. They're communicating. When there are issues, they're communicating. Yes, they have support. I've never had an issue with support coming in and making things right. If it is their fault, if it's your fault, you have to start to learn to accept responsibility and understand that maybe you shouldn't have traded that, or maybe you had to set a stop or something. It's your fault. It's once you start to learn to take responsibility for stuff, it's makes things a lot easier in your life. And it also helps you become a better trader and better person. So take responsibility if you fuck up. However, if it's their fault, they're always willing to make things right. So just be patient with them as far as that's concerned. But like I said, they pay. I've been paid. I've never had issues getting into my funded accounts once I am funded. They're building their own platform here, this Top Step X, and every time there's a good feature, they add another good feature. Anytime there's a bug, they go about fixing it. They try their best to just do whatever they can to kind of keep that support. So like I said, I'm not like a fanboy. I just think that they're the most transparent. And realistically, yes, they make money off of people paying for combines. Yes, they make money off of copy trading. Yes, they make money on certain things. But at the same time, it does feel like they are working to make you a better trader because they are providing the education. They are providing good traders live on TV. They're giving you good opportunities to learn from people that are out there, doing it day in and day out and understanding their back end, right? They're not looking to make you fail so you buy new accounts. They give away free resets all the time. They do competitions and stuff like that, or the quizzes and stuff on a day-to-day basis. So like I said, they do a lot of really good things. They provide education. There's a trader hub here. It's got good data. Obviously, this looks like it's fed by the Financial Juice feed, right? Looks very similar. Probably is their feed, but at least you have that within the same platform. You can pop this out and make a new screen and just have this here if you don't want to have the Financial Juice open, right? So it's cool that they have this, the Trader Hub. They have other good stuff that you can use, tools. Top Step TV pops out. You get your live stream here. Support, feature voting. They let you vote on new features, right? You can vote on what should come out new, improvements to current bracket orders, improvements to performance stats, alerts, third-party trading view indicators. See, this is everything that they're allowing you to vote on what could be coming in the And look at that, adding a cumulative delta indicator. Beautiful thing. I would love to vote on that. That's cool. So yeah, they got a roadmap of what they're trying to do. Indicators, replay data, time frames, pivots, cumulative delta. This is planned stuff, in progress stuff. Very good. Hotkeys are in progress. So this is showing you, at least giving you an opportunity to see what the platform has to offer, or what they have in the works. They have a live chat if you want to talk to a support staff. They have all these videos on how to use the platform. There's a help center. There's Discord and all that stuff. So I think these videos are probably helpful. I haven't ever really had to use them. But if you need to learn about the platform, just go into the question mark, go into 5-minute tutorials, and you'll have all of this. I'm just trying to kind of give a little bit more content here for the next, 15 minutes. Like I said, I accidentally made a trade of 8. Oops, I got out of my TradeCaster lobby. I apologize. It's failing. There we go. It's just everything that Apex does of late that to me, like, it just gets scammy feeling every single time. I don't like the intra-position trailing drawdowns. That makes me trade with like this weird pressure that I don't like. Just little things that I just prefer in the Top Step world as opposed to the other worlds. And they've been around the longest, right? They've been around 10 plus years. So they've had time to fail and time to grow, and they've grown exponentially. And now with a lot of these other, FX prop firms, CFD firms failing, they're taking more and more people in. So they're getting a lot of really, a bigger influence in the world. So I really appreciate that their longevity has shown, and they're not running like sale after sale after sale. They'll do sales when it's, as a reward for, getting 100,000 people in their combine or in their subscribers and stuff like that, and on YouTube and all that stuff. NVIDIA kind of looking like it wants to crack above that 122.30. It failed it twice. Who knows what happens from here? Like I said, the rest of the day to me is a crapshoot. I don't usually like to trade this hour of the day. Usually I'm trying to wind down my trading session. I took this trade here. I'll show the chart executions. One and done on the day, just like yesterday. Basically a one and done type of day yesterday as well. It should have been. I took 2 extra ones just because, but here we are. Shorted the 68s, 69 down to 52. I was going to take it down further, down to 40s, but I hit off on my daily profit target, which passed the combines. So technically, realistically, we took this entire move right here, this short. That's all I wanted to take. The failure of the break of that previous day high, failed breakout. Even the fail of the overnight high, and then we rotated down beautifully and passed these combines, and that's that. So like I said, we're up to 3 XFAs. We're going to be trading them come Monday because the rest of this week is going to be pretty much a done deal with the holidays. Tomorrow's an early close, low volume. Thursday is 4th of July. Friday is hangover day, where there's going to be non-farm. You're going to get some numbers. Stuff's going to happen. Will it be worth trading? Like I said in my write-up, I might be on the screen for a couple minutes just to see what happens. But realistically, I'm not going to be looking to actively trade on Friday. These holiday weeks, these summer months, understand the type of price action you're going to get. Understand that potentially you're not going to get the moves that you want to get or the follow through you want to get. And so it's going to create some tightened trading. So I don't think it's worth risking your capital or risking what you've gained or, whatever for a day just to trade, right? There's no need to just trade. All right. Let's go with the little. Gotta do it. Gotta post the story for the people and the fans. Another day live on Tradecaster, past 2 more XFA combines. So we are up to 3 here. 1 and done, quick, all live on Tradecaster.com. Head over there. Link is in the bio. Have a great rest of your week. We're done. Enjoy the holidays. I love you, people. 2 more XFA combines. So we are up to 3 here. 1 and done, quick, all live on Tradecaster.com. Head over there. Link is in the bio. Have a great rest of your week. We're done. Enjoy the holidays. I love you, people. Another day live on Tradecaster, past 2 more XFA combines. We're going to go ahead. We are up to 3 here. 1 and done, quick, all live on Tradecaster.com. Head over there. Link is in the bio. Have a great rest of your week. We're done. Enjoy the holidays. I love you, people. Another day live on Tradecaster, past 2 more XFA combines. So we are up to 3 here. 1 and done, quick, all live on Tradecaster.com. Head over there. Link is in the bio. Have a great rest of your week. We're done. Enjoy the holidays. I love you, people. Another day live on Tradecaster, past 2 more XFA combines. So we are up to 3 here. 1 and done, quick, all live on Tradecaster.com. Head over there. Link is in the bio. Have a great rest of your week. We're done. Enjoy the holidays. I love you, people. Another day live on Tradecaster, past 2 more XFA combines. So we are up to 3 here. 1 and done, quick, all live on Tradecaster.com. Head over there. Link is in the bio. Have a great rest of your week. We're done. Enjoy the holidays. I love you, people. Another day live on Tradecaster, past 2 more XFA combines. So we are up to 3 here. 1 and done, quick, all live on Tradecaster.com. Head over there. Link is in the bio. Have a great rest of your week. We're done. Enjoy the holidays. I love you, people. Another day live on Tradecaster, past 2 more XFA combines. So we are up to 3 here. 1 and done, quick, all live on Tradecaster.com. Head over there. Link is in the bio. Have a great rest of your week. We're done. Enjoy the holidays. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm just about done here. 10:50. I'm just staying on until that 11 o'clock because I do stay on my stream as long as I can for you guys. I just would like to note that, like I keep mentioning, we do have a holiday shortened week this week. I would not be trading personally. I will not personally be trading tomorrow, and I will not be trading on the 4th of July and Friday. Like I said, it is an on-farm on Friday. We do not really necessarily want to be trading that hangover day with low volume, all that stuff. So, I mean, realistically, today and yesterday, were the trading opportunities, and we did a great job of capitalizing on what we could take advantage of here. Like I said, past 2 more XFAs. We are not going to be trading tomorrow. We're not going to be trading Thursday. Celebrate your freedom. Enjoy a cup of coffee. Enjoy a few other beverages that we could speak of. I don't know if we're advertising any sort of drinking, but I will do plenty of caffeinations. Oh, shit. He's bringing 1 free person to the mastermind. Definitely be ready for that. That's a good thing to know. If you follow Deck at all, definitely those masterminds seem like a fantastic learning experience. Fully immersed, trading, golfing, eating, skiing. In the winter, they're skiing and snowboarding. Just a great opportunity for you guys to pick the brain of one of the best traders in the game for the longest period of time, right? He's just day in and day out. He created this platform for us. It's just, a great opportunity for people to learn in person from Deck. So if he does post it, make sure you get out there and get your opportunity. If you can do it, it's only going to help you at least even network, right? We had a great meetup in New York. We had a lot of really good time, a lot of good people, had great conversation, great trading talk. And, you build a community, you build relationships. And, something like this, it's even better because you're living together for a couple days and just out there just completely crushing it and having a good time while you're at it. September 17th. Very much it's going to be kind of just flat. I mean, who knows what happens the rest of the day. I really don't mind because, like I said, I'm locked out, not trading anymore. We had a great week. We've passed 2 more combines, ready to be leveraging these accounts come next Monday. So this is how you pass them. If you want to pass the 50K accounts, stick to the slow, steady pace. You can see these are basic base hits and doubles. Base hits and doubles. You don't need to hit home runs. I spent a couple days in Tennessee. I went on my drive from New York on my most recent move down to Texas. We stopped at the Jack Daniel's distillery, and then we spent 2 days in Nashville. When we met up with some old NYPD buddies that work there now. So it was a nice quick little jaunt through Tennessee, but nothing long term. That's the only time I've ever been there. The distillery is in Lynchburg. I'm not sure if it's either just south or just north of Nashville. Yeah, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Where is that? It's cool because I used to work in a liquor store. It's south of Nashville. So, yeah, we hit it afterwards. We left Nashville and made our way down to Jack Daniel's before heading further towards Texas. So it was a cool little ride. It's just border over there. I guess it's closest to Chattanooga. I like Tennessee a lot. It's cool. South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. Oh, so you're right there on the border of Alabama Georgia. Nice. My hometown is up over here, Long Island, New York. There we are. No, it's this star. That's where one of the places I used to live. Dayton, Ohio. I have been through Ohio. We played at the Field of Dreams. So on our ride to the Field of Dreams, we drove straight through. I've been kind of all in this area here. I've been around. I've been around. That's for sure. All right, everybody. I think that's going to call it. Like I said, for the week, I think we're about done. There's not going to be very many good opportunities for me. I'm not even going to chance it. I'm going to let these XFAs breathe. We're going to start trading all three of them come Monday, July 8th. Look out for a pre-market live. I'm going to try and start doing some live stuff with the coffee. We're going to do some pre-market live stuff, maybe some pre-market routine, some market outlook, my brewing techniques of certain coffees that I drink and stuff like that to kind of really get people involved in the coffee community as well as the trading side of it and all that stuff. So kind of like a pre-market setup and all that it's going to kind of document our day-to-day on kind of what I do as far as streaming, as far as coffee is concerned and all that, and kind of just give a little behind-the-scenes look at everything. So just be on the lookout for that. Like I mentioned, we got now 3 XFAs. Like I said, my goal was to maximize funding, so we're doing that. We're at 3 out of 5, and I'm gonna try and work on passing probably 200Ks. So looking to have around $250,000 in funding, $250,000, whatever they call it, and just trying to maximize day in to day out of these base hits, continuing through the funded accounts as well. So, like I said, enjoy your 4th of July weekend. This holiday shortened week, don't feel the need to just hammer in buttons. If you need trading days, if you need stuff like that, if you really need to come in and trade on tomorrow and for some reason on the 4th of July and on Friday, be very picky about your opportunities. Be very picky about what trades you're going to take. I will not be on stream. I am not going to encourage you to take those trades. I want you to develop good habits. If you make money on those days, lock yourself out real quick. If you don't have Top Step X, if you're trading on different types of platforms, find a way to just turn off your computer and get yourself away from it and just enjoy the holidays while you can, right? Because there's going to be more trading days. You don't have to trade every day. These low volume holiday trading, algo driven days are not going to be your best opportunities and may lead to some FOMO and stuff like that. So until next Monday, that's when we're going to come back and stream. I'll be here July 8th, and we'll be trading all these funded accounts now moving forward for the rest of the year, and then trying just to build backup accounts and maximize funding across that. So if anybody has any more questions before we cut out, I will stick around and answer them until July 8th, next Monday. Enjoy your holiday. Like I said, enjoy your holiday. I appreciate everybody coming by. I love all of you. Thank you for coming to support the channel. Like I said, if you're on YouTube, don't be afraid to check out Tradecaster. If you're on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I will start posting some videos, education, stuff like that. Also going to do the live stuff for the coffee company and all the trading routine stuff as well. So look out for events, look out for giveaways. Start doing stuff like that as well as we continue to grow. But until then, I'll talk to you guys next Monday, where we start to just continue to do what we've been doing, sticking to the strategy and having a good conversation day in and day out. But like I said, happy 4th, America. I love you. Peace out.